Others don't know what is good for you. Others don't know what is meant for you. So allow yourself to think for yourself. Allow yourself to stand on your own, on your truth. Allow yourself to be you, and by being you, you are going to be different. We are not all the same. We are all uniquely, especially different for a reason. And because we are different, naturally, biologically, we are allowed to act different and think different. But if you have this need, this desire to fit in, to be like everybody else, talk like everybody else, dress like everybody else, what if everybody else is wrong and you are the one who's right? But because you question your authenticity, you question your intuition, you question do it, what comes easy to you to follow everybody else, now you are wrong, and you are wrong as everybody else. Allow yourself to think for yourself. Allow yourself to be your own persona. Why fit in when you can stand out by being yourself? Imagine if you are watching a movie and every character of that movie acts the same way, talk the same way, dress the same way, think the same way, and experience the same thing. You wouldn't watch that movie. That movie will be boring and not interesting to you, to me, and to nobody else. But what makes it interesting, what makes it joyful, what makes it you wanted to watch it is because you know you're gonna see different scenarios, different characters, different ways of dressing, different ways of thinking, different ways of approaching things, different ways of being, because we are different beings. We cannot all act the same way. We cannot all like the same things. So you have to figure out what it is that works for you. Think for yourself. What works for you? What does happiness work for you? There is no one single solution that works for everybody else. There is no one single religion that works for everybody else. One single way of thinking that works for everybody else. One single way of dressing that works for everybody else. That's one single way of talking that works for somebody else. One single way of being that works for somebody else. One single way of expressing that works for somebody else. One single way of teaching that works for somebody else, for everybody else. One way of traveling that works for everybody else. You have to figure out what works for you and stand on that. Stand on your truth. Even if it means you have to be wrong in the eyes of everybody else, but be right in your own eyes. As long as you are not hurting yourself or hurting somebody else, you are right. Go for it. Go for what comes easy to you, even if it doesn't make sense to other people. If they call you weird, they call you crazy, you are being yourself. If that means that you are crazy for being yourself, then stay crazy. If being weird is be yourself, then stay weird. If being abnormal is your normal, stay abnormal. Nobody has to understand you in order for you to be yourself. And I'm saying those names because, yeah, I'm the one who has been called, you weird, you crazy, why are you doing that? No advice. I'm doing it because you are not going to do it. I'm doing it because that's what resonates with me. I'm doing it because it's what works for me. I'm doing it because it's my truth. It's what my intuition is, what I am called, is what I am attracted to. Is what is easy for me to do, for me to say, for me to dress like, talk like, act like, speak like. Because I'm simply being myself and allow myself to experience myself as myself and not as everybody else and not as the copy of everybody else. What works for you? What is happiness for you? What is success for you? What is joy for you? Forget about what habits working for everybody else. Figure out what works for you. Forget about what is happy for everybody else. Do what is happy for you. Forget about the way of dressing of everybody else and ask yourself, what is the way of dressing that I am inspired to dress like? That my body wants to dress that way, that my body feels comfortable in this clothes, that my body feels connected to this type of dress, this type of talk, this type of movie, this type of walking, this type of acting. Connect to what is connected to you and not what is connected to everybody else. Nobody knows. I don't know. I don't. I know what works for me because I'm experiencing me. I don't know what works for you because it's on you to figure it out. It's on you to find out. But for you to find out, you have to allow your excel. You have to allow yourself to exist. Be. Not the copy paste of other people. Not like everybody else. Oh, everybody else is doing it, I'm going to do it too. Everybody else is dressing this way, I'm going to dress this way. You are not everybody else. And you don't have to act like everybody else. You don't have to think like everybody else. You don't have to exist in this world like everybody else. You don't have to experience life as everybody else. Matter of fact, nobody experiences life as nobody else. We all experience life differently. Why? Because our thoughts are different. Our ideas are different. Our emotions are different. You experience life as your thoughts allow you to experience life, not as other people experience life. You experience life as your feelings allow to experience life. Your ideas allow you to experience life. Your thoughts allow you to experience life. You don't experience life like anybody else. We can go through the same problem, but we don't experience the problem the same way. We can go through the same breakup, but we don't experience the breakup the same way. Why? Because the way I'm experiencing it is simply a reflection of my thoughts, my feelings, my ideas. And my thoughts, my feelings, my ideas are not your thoughts, your feelings, or your ideas. Because you are not me and I'm not you. We are different, as we should. The example I gave you earlier, imagine if you watch a movie and everybody is acting the exact same way, thinking the same way, talking the same way, eating the same way, dressing the same way, thinking the same way, doing the exact same things every single. You wouldn't watch that movie. You're gonna turn it off. And next movie. But is that what you are doing with yourself? By following what everybody else is following? Be a follower of yourself. Be a follower of your truth. Be a follower of your authenticity. Be a follower of your intuition. Be a follower of what comes within you and not what is coming from outside in. Life is inside out and not outside in.